Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. It's a beauty of a morning here this morning. Sunday morning, I'm the first one out of bed. Who am I kidding? I'm always the first one out of bed. I'm going to let the turkeys out of this little turkey village there. We contemplated yesterday moving them from the chicken village. And we got that old red stock trailer over there that the wife bought at an auction. Don't know what she was thinking. I still haven't replaced the floorboards in it. We contemplated just putting turkey net around there and having them roost in the stock trailer and just eat the grass around the spruce trees and stuff. And then I used my brain and I was like, if I gotta get in there and do them floorboards, I don't want the whole thing full of turkey poop. The wife contested it, and I said, if you wanted to renovate your bathroom, you wouldn't shit on the floor for a week before you did it, would you? And then that was the end of the conversation. Well, with the turkeys let out, I'm not really sure what we're going to do today, actually. I know I'm going to cook a ham today. That's a for sure thing. I got the battery charger on the side-by-side. So interestingly enough, a couple times I go up to start it, and it like it doesn't want to go. It's like there's just not enough oomph there. And what was happening was the electronic power steering light was coming on, and the power steering was not coming on. So whatever, it still drives, but that's a huge disadvantage, right? So put the battery charger on and a smart charger. It was interesting, you could see how much battery life it had, and it was sitting at 45%. Put the charger on overnight. It looks like it's kicked off now, so it's probably completely full. So we'll try that out later today. We did get the wife's arbor. It's not a pergola. Arbor. Almost finished. She wanted to do the slatting up the wall here, right here, with 1x4. And we ran out of wood. So far, this is 100% reclaimed wood. So wood that has had a past life destined for the landfill or for the burn pit. And we've reclaimed it. The 4x4s came from a pipe yard in Wembley. The 2x6 came from, I think it was reclaimed from a concrete contractor. And the 2x4 did as well, actually. The 2x6 and the 2x4 both came from that. And the 1x4, I can't even remember where we got that stuff. I think that might have come with the pipe yard material. Yeah, it did, for sure. So that's pretty cool. Get to breathe some new life into that. And we got our new cream cans. I'm sure I just put them there. The wife is going to say that's not where they go, and she's going to find somewhere more practical for them, I'm sure. Anyways, I'm going to run in the house here and see if I can't slather up a ham. I pulled a ham out of the freezer last night, so I'm going to keep this recipe, if you will. 1 cup of honey. So the fellow that come and butchered ram here, he works at not the bee factory, what do they call that? The bee research center in Beaverlodge. So he brought me a jar of honey. So I'll use some of that, 1 cup of honey. And then 2 cloves of garlic, ground up into a paste. And then a couple sprigs of rosemary. Grind that up into the paste. Mix it in with the honey. Slather it all over the ham. And we're going to slow cook that bad boy for 6 hours. Should taste decent enough, I think. Okay, so what do you do when the ham, like it just physically won't fit in the slow cooker? We're going to get the turkey roaster out. Put it in the oven at 250. Well, I just popped in the barn to get a couple buckets of feed for the turkeys. We're at a poultry grower here now, so we've switched them over to this chicken feed ration we get from my buddy Robin over at Millionaire Farmer there. Better check out his YouTube channel. You'll learn all about how to make animal feed. It's fantastic. But my wife has this brilliant idea now. We're going to go from raising these turkeys for meat to now saving like 3 or 4 of them and getting into breeding and hatching, and then just in this perpetual cycle of where we don't have to buy turkeys from the hatchery ever, because we'll just incubate them and hatch them out. We'll always have turkeys every year, right? That seems like it makes a ton of sense on the surface. But there's like literally hardly any work involved in ordering chickens or turkeys from the hatchery. And there's quite literally no one happier than me on butchering day when I don't have to pack feed or water and it goes the other way. They're feeding me instead of me feeding them. I'm pretty happy when that day comes. So I'm not too keen on the idea of, you know, Christmas Day still going out there to feed turkeys. It's supposed to be the other way around. Well, I think this is the kind of day we're gonna have here today. Windy, warm, but still humid. We did have a little splash of rain come through right when we were eating breakfast. Not even enough to settle the dust, just enough to make noise on the eaves trough. That was about it. Anyways, we moved the cows over from the south piece to the north piece, and then we checked on the sheep. I think it's time. We're gonna split off the cull ewes here the next week, and then some of the fat weather lambs, we'll bring them up behind the barn, get them on a good grain diet, get them finished up. Maybe we'll get them finished up early. That would be all right too. And then we'll select 1 or 2 replacement ewe lambs that can stay with the ewes that we're going to keep here. And yeah, try and make some sense of what we're going to look like here in the fall. Maybe we're ahead of schedule a little bit on that one, but grass is getting thinner in the bush. They're definitely, you can tell, like they've eaten all the stuff that's open. Now they're getting into the bush, and might be a good time to come down here with a chainsaw. As you can see, cut some firewood. Now they've opened everything up. So with the cows moving into the northwest pasture, I'm pulling the sheep. I've already pulled the sheep out of the dugout because cows and the sheep side by side, and the alleyway that I've got created there, it's just made out of sheet panel, and those cows are up against that sheet panel. They don't got to do that for long, and then you don't got any sheet panel. So that's not, they got to be separated. So I got to get water to the sheep. Sheep have access to a small little dugout that's at the base of the hill, but without any inflow, because it's spring fed, so without any inflow, it's black. The water is black. Like I don't even want to walk near it. So I don't imagine it's good. So we're not going to give them access to that. Well, it's not that they won't have access to that. We're not going to rely on that for drinking water. Can't happen. So we've got a water line that runs all the way down there, and I got a tee off of it, and I just need to rig up one of these floats. So this is what I did for, lots of folks have these little giant floats or whatever, and you'll see like the way they come, the thread comes right in the top, and so your garden hose has to make a big gooseneck. Super hard on garden hoses. That's a place to crimp, that's a place to crack, and then something doesn't have water it's supposed to have. If it breaks, then you've got water running all over your field. So what I did is I put a quick connect right here, so it swivels. Well, if I had 2 hands, it would swivel, and then a 90, and then the garden hose can go right in there, and it works. It works fantastic, actually. Lost my little tightener bolts here, so I'm going to sort through some stovepipe bolts and see what I got. See if I can get something in there to just suck that up against the side of the water trough. So water stays where it's supposed to stay, in the trough. It's super windy out here, but I just want to show you. So this is a quick connect here, so it swivels this way. Quick connect here, so it swivels this way. And then 2 90-degree fittings. So there's absolutely no pressure on the garden hose itself. And it works amazing.